Coach, there are a few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect clear afternoon. Heck, you can see all the way to Mount Rainier in the distance here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tennessee Titans and the Seattle Seahawks. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Henry. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Mike, 55. And 80.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 50-yard line.
Go set. Mike 5-4. Silver. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Yo, 80. Hey, watch that. Check, Mike. 54. Yo, 80. 54. Right here. Check. Cross.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone. Because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
A first down carry for Henry. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. You don't hold this.
Now it's Darnold. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Darnold. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll run. It's Henry. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Derrick Henry denied here on 4th down. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And incomplete, crisis averted, almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now Wilson to throw again. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Wilson. And that will be incomplete. It was Kenny Vaccaro there to get a hand on that one. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee.
First down, Tennessee.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Derrick Henry. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Faking the give, Darnold. And he fires one incomplete. The intended receiver there was Jonnu Smith, and it'll bring up 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Completes it to Davis. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. They set up the screen for Henry. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
He was taken down by Bobby Wagner. That's the end of the first quarter.
We're scoreless after 1. The Titans on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Play action. It's Darnold. Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Credit the sack to the always disruptive Olivier Vernon.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Jayon Brown able to run him down for a loss of a yard. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Go. That's it. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. No chance. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. On first down, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Let him know. Check the backer. Bang out.
To throw is Wilson. Going to throw again. He gets this to Davante Adams. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. And that's complete to Adams. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Davante Adams, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Oh, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there, and this will stay a 6-point ball game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Darnold. Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Henry. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, somewhere around the hash mark for each of them. But what also happens if the linebackers dive into the line, if you block them initially, that blocker can come off of them and get up to the safeties on the second level, and now you've got a big place to run the football.
On first down, Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Hey, Charlie. Here we go.
Third and long, it's Darnold. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 34-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
You must be dreaming.
Now Darnold. No gain on the dump off at 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold across the formation. He's got a man. That's Allen. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. To throw is Darnold. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole, because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. A first down throw, Darnold. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit. And that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions. Even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completions, step up, and make those throws, and he did that.
To throw again on second down. Darnold nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Got you. I got you, sir. I got you, sir. 80. 54. Mark. Bravo. Check. 154. Here we go.
Darnold from the gun. He's going deep for Brown. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. It's caught here by Adams. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do? Put a man on him. The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Here's Wilson throwing again. He'll find Metcalf. 22 yards there, a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, man, watch the boot,
A final shot before the break, Darnold. And for the third time here this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 19-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, here we go. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Now it's Wilson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun, Myers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Kimdichie coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon, standing just outside his own goal line. That's pulled in at the 32. 12 yards on the return that time, and it'll be Titan football.
First and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Airing it out deep for Smith. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, you got to get moving, man. Man, moving. You got to get that. Hey, check right, check right.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Allen's got it complete. Allen hit. He lost the football. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talk.
And how about this, a fake? And this is caught, but he will not get away. He stopped short of the marker. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Move 15. Go, go, go. Single, single. Hey, hey. Hey, I got it.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Not much there, maybe a couple, as he's taken down at the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll roll him out right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson, and he finds Penny. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Check right 54. Right 54. I got you, pop.
On second down, here's Penny. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of 2, now third down. A dime look defensively here for the Titans on third. Throwing is Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Check 55 to Mike.
Got it. One left.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Brings up second and goal at the 3-yard line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
Let's go, defense.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
Here's Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Davante Adams with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Drop deep.
Off of play action, Darnold. He completes it to Henry. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Henry. And he's got room. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Following a fumble recovery, it's Wilson. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine, baby. You're all mine.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check.
25, check 25, check 25.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Out to his left. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. Now a play fake here on first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Darnold now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Darnold now to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Trying to punch it in with Henry. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Now it's Darnold. And he's going to score. It's a Titans touchdown. Sam Darnold, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point splits the uprights. And that will shave one more off this lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game, the interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Looking deep for Adams. And his throw here's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Wilson will throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drop.
And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Here's Darnold. And that is incomplete here. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and react into the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words,
pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Bobby Wagner in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Darnold. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And got his man complete. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Darnold. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Again, Darnold. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. To throw is Darnold. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. After the sack on 1st down, Darnold, he's got Smith here. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now Darnold. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 25 yards that time.
And the Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Wilson wants to throw it. Steps away. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Brings up second and 7.
Wilson leaves this one with Penning. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
Zebra. 14, find it.
Here's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Danielle Hunter in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack, now they force the incompletion on third and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful, because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end. And, you know, some coaches preach that and tell their teams, that's what I want all the time. And they feel like if they don't do it themselves, they're not living up to the message that they're sending out.
So for the Seahawks, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem